Well, hey folks, Species7 here, and welcome to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me here today on Farm Sim 25. Now, I've had a couple of comments from a couple of different viewers, and, well, it's a good trick if you can pull it off. Yep, my parking jobs, they're the best. About watering my rice fields. Now, I have no issue with flooding the field and watering it, except the game does. Now, every single time I light up Farm Sim before I press record for an episode, what I do is I waddle on down this road and I check my greenhouses. And if there's something there, I grab it. That's why that shack continues to fill up, although very seldom do I show on camera coming down here and getting these things. And then once I've already done it, because I've already pressed record, right? Once I've cleared that up and I've gone down for the last one, then I come over here and I wait till it says interact. I press this, and this is what I have done every single time I've logged into the game. Gray button, gray button. Nothing you can do. So I don't know now whether it's, you know, maybe I did something when I installed the rice field. Maybe I configured it to not do something or to do something. But yeah, and yeah, I've got some rice is withered. You know, it's, if I had a watering can, I'd waddle through the field and do it by hand, but I don't have that choice either. So I really don't know, guys. I don't know why it hasn't at any point given me an opportunity to flood the field if that's what I should be doing. So yeah, we have 3 more days to get through before that comes into its harvest period now. So hopefully anything that has destroyed is all that shall destroy, and we'll be good from here on. However, I'm late. My neighbor is expecting me to come and do a job for them. So we're going to go and do that job. And that job is Bailey. It's not a bad job. He's offering just over 6K for the entirety, and we only have to drive across the road. So yeah, and it is round bales, so we get to grab our own gear and head on over there. Hope everybody's having themselves an awesome day. It is the 28th of January today, a Tuesday, as it were. And like literally across the road. Oh look, we're here. Yeah. I gotta know who the heck they're hiring that can do this. You know what I mean? I mean, look at that corner. You would be hard pressed to take a geometry square, drop it down in there, and find anything sticking out the edges. It's almost too perfect to pick up. Yeah, I've tried. I can't make square corners that good in this game, so I don't know who they think they're fooling. But let's light it up. You don't have access. Yeah, just do what I tell you to do. Okay. Okay. Pretty sure I accepted the job. Oh yeah, look at that. Now all of a sudden we got all the access we could possibly use. Oh, and it's gonna do that weird thing again. Isn't that weird? Every second line of straw was in completely, and then they all popped in. Now I could understand if it was an LOD thing, but then they'd all be cut off at the same point at the edge of the, well, in the case of this game, the circle that it represents. So, I don't know. It's a weird thing, but I noticed Mr. Sooty Farmer had the same sort of thing happening on his baling efforts, where the straw line would simply disappear and then pop back in at, well, we would like to think an opportune moment. But link to Sooty's channel in the description down below. Well worth giving a watch. He's a good YouTuber, sensible fella. Not one of these raving, screaming, do anything for a like button kind of guys. And does farm sim, and does it well. I'm noticing something rather interesting with the straw baling. I haven't looked on the grass ones yet, but I've noticed on the straw bales that your percentage actually goes up as you drive down the row, not when you drop a bale. And what I think is interesting about that is I have a feeling that means if I didn't want to, I wouldn't actually have to use a baler. I could use a forage wagon, and as long as I got all the straw off the field, then you would have the same opportunity you do with all the other stuff. You could actually just simply take it, dump it at a sale point, and then click complete the mission. Now I haven't tested this because it seems almost too much of an exploit. You know, I mean, there's things in the game that seem a little exploitive, but they are a part of the game, right? Now, this specifically says baling, so they expect you to use a baler. But I don't know that you actually need to. So it might be a way, if you need a few extra buckaroos, to simply show up at a baling mission with a forage wagon. Don't know. Might work, might not work. But, yeah, because I noticed that the other day when I was doing it, because I was going, well, I wonder how many bales are left. Oh, I'll just look and see how much percentage you get when the bale drops. You get nothing. Right? And then as he proceeds up the row, it starts counting again. So, yeah, there's... I think there's a bit of... But it is absolutely that. That's an exploit, you know. Which generally is frowned upon. In fact, in some games to the point where you can be banned from the game for taking advantage of exploits, i.e. MMOs, RPG type things. But that's a little different, because then your exploit is having an effect on other players and how they can do things. So yeah, if you're destroying somebody else's fun, you should be punished. Another beautiful sunny day being called for again here on the west coast of beautiful British Columbia, Canada, don't you know? And, well, it's all well and good, but boy, does it making for some... That's, yeah. You know what? Worst place you could have popped that particular egg, man. Yeah, making for some pretty chilly days, let me tell you. My poor little car. In the summer, the sun never hits the side of the building that my car is parked on. I have kind of a private little driveway in front of my apartment, as opposed to the main lot where all the peasants hang out. But, I know. Oh, God. But, oh, come on, life in the ghetto is good. It's, problem with it is, because the sun doesn't hit it, is it stays frozen literally all day. So each day it just gets more froze, you know? Because the temperature during the day is barely peaking above zero. So, and with that, without the direct sun to, you know, heat things up. I mean, it's a black car, so it should heat up pretty quick. But yeah, it needs the sun to hit it. And the issue is that there's just enough thaw to produce a little bit of moisture, right? And that causes a temperature change, and the moisture ends up being inside the car instead of outside the car. So eventually, the doors freeze shut. And by eventually, I mean freaking overnight. Yeah. Which is not bad. I mean, it's kind of a setback. Twice having doors frozen shut have set me back. Once when I owned my Jeep Cherokee, and it was the tailgate door. It was a really cold day when I was living in the Fraser Valley, and I went to grab the tailgate, and I pulled the handle, and off it came in my hand. Yeah, wonderful. So, the second time is my current car and the driver's side door. I pulled the lever up, and this is brilliance, and auto manufacturers are only some of the people that practice this particular piece of foolishness, is that they'll use a plastic connector to hold together metal pieces. In this case, the metal rod that operates the open the door mechanism in the door fits into a plastic piece with the door handle on one side and the rod on the other. So of course, as soon as it got so cold that the plastic was more brittle than normal. I mean, I imagine it's some form of nylon type of plastic, so it should have a fair bit of toughness to it. But yeah, when it gets cold, it gets brittle, and yeah, now I don't have a working driver's side door. The fun part is when I do get the door open, and I mean it's not like it's 40 below zero like it would be in Ontario. So you can, it's not the handle that's generally frozen, it's just the seam around the door. So problem is, once you do open it, you can't actually close it again. You can pull it shut, but the mechanism to latch into the door frame won't close. So yeah, that's sort of the issue I have with very, very cold days. Like tomorrow I need to go into town, I need to do some banking and pay my rent and that sort of thing. So this afternoon, at the peak of whatever temperature we hit, I will light up my car, warm it up, quote unquote, and then drive it into the upper lot and park it somewhere where tomorrow the sun should hit it at some point during the day. And then once it does, and it thaws it to the point where I can open the doors and close them properly, because I've done it. I've had to drive into town with, well, I actually used a bungee cord on the inside door handle and wrapped it around the e-brake lever to hold the door shut until it thawed enough that I could actually engage the mechanism. But don't tell anybody, because I'm pretty sure that's kind of like illegal. But yeah. So yeah, the joys of Canadian living here in the great white north. Even where it doesn't get all that white out during the winter, it's still north. So yeah, that'll be something to look forward to later today. How are we doing here? 78%, eh? Well, not bad. Let's say this is going to get us just over $6,000. Now, I did one more mission after I logged off yesterday. So that's how we went from 80, whatever it was, to 99. Because it was an $11,000 mission. So I guess it would have been 88,000 to 99,000. Now, you could probably, maybe not, because they only allow machines that are contracted to that field. I was just thinking you could probably come down here and grab these bales, but yeah, I don't know. That seems a little underhanded as well. But yeah, it definitely goes up based on the amount you're picking up, not the amount you're putting down. So, I don't have a forage wagon, or we could try it. And I see by my comments I'm not the only one that is a little disappointed with the way that Giants has kind of nerfed their latest endeavor here. And yeah, I don't blame people. You know, I mean, yeah, you can, you know, as City said, he's making lots of money selling trees. Well, that's great, but it's also not great, you know, because we've had forestry in the game since, what, 17? You know? Of course, back then, selling silage was the way to get rich, so, you know, forestry was more of a pain in the butt than it was a moneymaker. But the whole idea is, you know, rather than selling your raw goods and let someone else... There we are, we finished the straw and we're finished with that. Well, we didn't get that much left over, too bad. You know, rather than selling your raw materials, a one-time effort, you know, so someone else can make better money off it than you did. You know, these production facilities are supposed to allow us to be the ones that make the better money at the cost of our raw materials, right? It's not like we can have other, you know, materials come in from other places. There are mods that allow you to buy materials, but then you're not going to make much off of them, right? So unfortunately, when they nerf all of that production to the point, you know, and things like silage are no longer of much value at all, right? And I think you'd find if you compared it to the value of, you know, if I cut down one, well, I don't have a lot of them on the property. There's a bunch up by some of the other places we go. But, you know, the good trees, right? The pine, basically, I guess is what most of them are in this game. You know, they sell for the most money. They have, you know, the least amount of cleanup involved, etc. Well, I can distinctly remember getting on average $12,000 per tree. You know, you get one of those big trees, cut it into 5 pieces and sell it. Oh yeah, it was worth that kind of money. Now, no, not even close. You know, and I always figured the reason they nerfed the prices on most of the raw materials was because you had the opportunity to turn it into, oh, so much more. Let's grab some money here from our good friend Nua. Collect. Yes, very much. Thank you. What else you got? No. Oh, bale wrapping. I'm going, why is this under a separate? But yeah, that's fine. That's not bad. 7K, so we're looking at about 63. Because, yeah, I'd just borrow their stuff. That way we're not using up our fertilizer. Although fertilizer doesn't go that quick. It's lime that you run out of so fast. What else have we got? Yeah, these are all still veggie truck things. It's a pretty tiny field, though, for that price. Look at that. Right? We're still going to make almost $8,000 plus. Right? There's the deal that you get the overcrop. Because that's a tiny field compared to most. Oh, what the heck. We haven't done one of these in a while. Okay. Let us tab and tab and tab and tab. Tab. Hello. Yes. Alright, now we got to get this thing to there. So, first of all, there is where? Okay. Well, that's pretty easy, actually. That's just down the highway. Oops. Just down the highway. Might as well go out this side. Oh, this is, oh. I thought these were like one solid piece, but this one's actually two-piece articulated in the middle. That's different. Whew. Lets it turn a heck of a lot better. It is slow, though. Spinach. Well, I take it that's what we're going to harvest. And I don't think it's just a different header you need for these like you did with the other veggie crops. I think you need to like a completely separate machine for carrots, a completely separate machine for beans, a different machine for... And I guess it makes more sense. You know, the difference between plucking a bean off a vine and sucking a carrot out of the ground. Yeah, that's kind of two really completely different things, isn't it? What's the inside of this horrible monster look like? God, for a machine of this size and complexity. It's like a kid's tricycle compared to most of the insides of the tractors we've seen. Big and roomy, though, I'll give it that. I bet you that stereo just rocks. You probably have a good time in here. Engage the GPS, engage the cruise control. You're like, oh yeah, we can tell you've done this before. No, I've never even seen anything like this in real life. And I've seen some really weird machinery, man. No, I worked in up north was really good at collecting obscure machines, or so it seemed. Alright, I assume we want to go this way, don't we? So... and then what we will do is assign the worker. And the worker will do the work. We will blip on back and grab the appropriate tractor and such. So, what do you see? Oh, you're gonna be here for a while, aren't you? Wow, man. Okay. Apparently he's good with it. He knows how to make the thing go. So, is there a weight or anything? No? Alrighty. What do we got here? Ooh. Glowy. What the heck are those? I don't understand at all. Huh. The rest of it's kind of cool. Anyway, let's see how she does in a more practical application here. Alrighty. Might as well put a little pretend map up anyway. Just to make it look like we're, you know, making an effort and all. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the rice. Maybe there's some exactly specific time you're supposed to do it or something, you know what I mean? But, like I said, every day that I log into the game, that's the first thing I do. Check the greenhouses, check the rice field. Because, I mean, that's the only real, truly new crop we've gotten in this game in an awful long time. I mean, yeah, they've introduced all kinds of crops, but let's face it, they're all pretty much exactly the same thing. You know, even with stuff like what we're doing right now, it's a little bit different harvester, but beyond that, no, you know, every other step is exactly the same. At least with the rice, there was some differences. But, and like I said, hopefully, because we have so little time left, whatever might go wrong isn't going to go that terribly wrong, because it doesn't have the time to. There we go. Okay. Let's just see how it's doing. Alright. 14%, eh? Yeah. It's got like a 2-meter swath on it. No wonder. Alright, we're back home. Okie dokie. We should probably sell a good deal of that stuff. Like I was telling one of my viewers this morning, answering a comment, it's kind of like Giants has come up with their own sort of vampire code writing technique. You know, they take mods that are really cool and fun, like forestry and seasons, and then suck all the joy out of them and implement them in the game. So, what do we got here? 735 bucks, eh? Alright. And let's refill your fuel. Yeah, same answer I give every time. And there we go. Yeah, I mean, the paint job doesn't look brand new, but I certainly don't see, you know, whatever the heck they're asking for it now. I didn't even, I've managed to finally, oh, get out of there. Actually block that out of my mind when I open the page for it. Yeah, I don't even see the paint thing anymore. It became so traumatic that my mind refuses to see it. So, I'm afraid our stuff shall forever go unpainted. Oh, God, that rice field looks bloody terrible. So, what shall we sell? Well, I guess mainly the veggies we've got way too many of. Probably be where we want to start with all of this, eh? So, Oops, that's a little bit off. That's better. Okay, I think we can get 3 sets on there, maybe. Okay. Perfect. And strap her down. Crap. How you doing there? 44%. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's get some of these. No, that's up on the other one. You can tell by the angle. There we go. Whoa. That's so weird, that kind of extra slidey bit you always get when you're walking. It's weird. It's like you don't really have the muscle control you wish. So this certainly looks like a perfectly stable, acceptable load, don't you think? Where are you going, man? Quit sliding away. Look at it. It's just shifting around under its own weight. Or under something. Who the heck knows what. Oh, stop. I don't know. Okay, am I actually... There we go. I accidentally rolled myself up off the ground a little bit, I think. Alright. Stop floating around the freaking truck, man. Look at how much that thing drifted off from the side. Well, the other one did too. No, the other one's still square. This one just decided it would go waddling off. It's still doing it. Stop. Wow. I don't know, man. I mean, granted, this isn't a trailer that's actually supposed to be for pallets, but, you know, come on. it's a bunch of boards on a set of wheels. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's just going, oh, I don't like pallets. No. You know, it's the same thing when we didn't used to be able to dump just random stuff into trailers, like normal trailers. Like, you couldn't cut up a tree, for instance, and throw the chunks into a trailer. You can now. It's still terrible, but you used to not be able to do it at all. Okay, I think this trailer is actually coming apart on me, more or less. The heck, man. Yeah, even though basically you were just dealing with a box on wheels, you couldn't fill that box unless it was the approved thing. The weird thing is, it doesn't really seem to be the trailer or the pallets. It's the player approaching. It's like with the tractor and the bales rolling towards it. You know? I mean, you're not causing a gravity well. It shouldn't roll towards you. But the same thing happens here. It's perfectly fine. See, as soon as I come into range, all hell breaks loose. As soon as I get away from it, it all stops. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't. I'm lost. I'll admit. Put all the straps in I can find. Alright. So now, with our absolutely beautifully secure load, let's find some poor fool that'll buy it from us, shall we? Alrighty. Jeez. You know, considering... See, I mean, look at that. It has literally coming apart. Look at the tailgate on the back of the trailer. It's broken. The tire's either gone flat or sunk into the ground. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. That might be a mod, and if like that trailer, and if it is, well, okay. Obviously it has issues. Right, so let's just pick one of the things we have. Except I don't really see any of them. Let's say tomatoes. Where else do they buy them? Looks like this restaurant's a good deal. I mean, the farmer's kiosk, but that's the one right at the top of the hill. I want to actually try something different, you know? Okay. Oh, what the heck, man? I thought I was moving, and I go, what the heck? Well, yeah, we're being pushed by the trailer. Alright, so where exactly is this if we look at the map, then? Ah, up here. Oof. Well... let's do this. I mean, it can only end in disaster. Oh, God. Alright, I don't want to look at that trailer. It's just... a little bit freaky. Wait a minute. Why is that thing pointing? I'm not sure that is where we want to go, actually. Yeah, that's the farmer's market, all right. All right. It's just that little red indicator. It looked like it was pointing behind us there for a bit. Which, you know. Is not good when you're trying to move towards something and all of a sudden it indicates it's behind you. Makes you want to do stupid things like turn around. Beep, beep. Alright. Yeah. I so badly want to look and see what's going on with it. Alright. So, under the assumption... Yeah, it looks like it's down in some complex down the end of this road. So... And then we'll have to go back and check our veggie collecting buddy. Because I got a feeling he's probably full or very close to it. Alright. So we've actually been to this farmer's market several times. Remember it because it's got this horribly angled turn here. Followed by another almost just as horribly angled turn going the other way. There we go. Okay, so that's it over there. Oh god, that load looks precarious. My god. And I believe it's on the other side of the barn. So, here we go. Now I'm going to drive over it and then I'm going to release the straps. Perfect. $11,578. God, I like it. Whew. Oh, and look, our trailer is magically repaired. The tailgate's on right. Lordy. Oh, let us untag it now, shall we? Oh. We were actually going to go to the restaurant. This is where we're dumping the other crop. God's sakes. Oh well, I mean, whatever. We got a bunch of money, man. I'm good. You know, yeah. Hey, boy. Alright, well, we're parked up nice and snuggy. Let's book on around till we find our... Oh, he's not quite done yet, eh? Alright, well. Then heck with him. Let's drive home. And just to not, put across the idea that I'm just a total negative Nelly on this entire FS25 thing. There are some things I really think are a big improvement. I have a feeling I was supposed to go t'other way, wasn't I? Oh no, this works. Like, I happen to like the AI better. Yeah, they still screw up sometimes, but the real takeaway from that is sometimes, not every time, do you have to carefully check up on them to make sure that, they're not now plowing your neighbor's field plus half your cornfield along with the field they were originally supposed to plow. Typically little things like that, no big deal. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of property ruined. So no, I like the improvements that have been made there. Graphically it looks good. It seems to play well. It certainly doesn't have the issues with, like a ton of release games have had. It had some fairly unreasonable bugs when it was released, but again, not as bad as, a lot of titles with a much fatter pedigree. So yeah, I don't, the map that they gave us, this map, as I've said a few times, I like it. It's actually a pretty decent map. It looks good, it looks believable, it doesn't look like things were just drawn in to put them in. Most of the sort of buildings that you end up interacting with on the map, you can actually interact with. They're not just there because, well, we've got enough little green parts, we need a building. Yeah. So no, I do like it. I think it was well worth the effort of picking this up, and I enjoy playing it for the most part. It's just, like I said, why they have to be sucking the joy out of it at such a rapid rate is just beyond me. So that was a nice little chunk of change. And I think probably next up we'll end up moving some of that wool because, oh my god, look, what is this? Flour. You made flour. Pretty sure we put that in there the very first crop we harvested. Wow. Cool. Now, we could, drop down a bakery and go one more step with this, but it would be another year or 2 years before it produced cakes or whatever the heck the bakery would produce. And yeah, I'm just not willing to go there at the moment, I'm afraid. Just not. Alright, but that's pretty cool. We finally got our first production out of that place. But as I was saying, the wool, at least when I logged in, hadn't quite yet used down. It still hasn't. See, it's still absolutely full. And it's produced less than half a bale of fabric so far. So, of course, it's one of the last things we got running because we had to wait for the sheep to produce enough wool. So, I guess on par with everything else, it's probably right up there. Yeah. Alright, so we don't really have anything else we can do with our fields, because it is definitely not planting time. Okay, it's afternoon. It was morning when we checked. Maybe only afternoons you can water it. Maybe that's my issue, is I always start in the mornings. No. Although, I mean, as I said, we're supposed to harvest it next month. So we may just be too close to do anything about it. Oh, look at that. We've got an extra milk. Well, we know we're no longer going to put that in the factory. So we'll just pop it in here. And we'll start saving up the milk as well. How are you guys doing for food? Those troughs aren't exactly bursting, are they? Ooh, you ever getting low. Alrighty. Good to know. Now, I don't have a spike for that guy. So, what the heck? Let's just grab you, I guess. You're not doing anything that important. Okay, you're not a bale spike. Where's my bale spike? Must be around the side. Whee! Oh yeah, there you are. Ooh, I hope that's not hooked under the edge of the building, or this could get really weird really quick. Let's try and suck it back a foot. There we go. Nice. Alright, grab ourselves some sheep and goat food. Two bales each, I guess, so let's grab 4 bales o' grass, shall we? Toodaloo. R. Straw, no thanks. Brown bales of grass. I would like 4. Start. Now. See if we can't go with 2 at a time here. I gotta get in where I can actually see things. There we go. And uppy. Lovely. I'll take you to the far shack. Weeble, weeble, wobble, wobble. Oh, come on. There you go. That's what we like to see. Looks about right. There you go. Boop. Alright. That should keep them happy for a while. It's 7,000 liters of food apiece. dispose of this, shall we? Alrighty. Let's go see. Aha. Aha. Ba 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 ba. So looks like the other side, eh? Inconveniently enough. Whee! Spinaci, eh? Holy cow, is he gonna fill this trailer? Darn near, eh? Wow. Okay, well, this becomes a whole different game because we're gonna have to dump this out on a regular basis. So, where? Oh, God. Well, this is really over the meadow and through the woods, isn't it? Alright, well. What can you do? Which way is quicker, to go that way and double back, or go that way and follow it around? Let's just go the other way and follow it around, I guess. But I also think we're getting really close here at the edge of the episode. So, I think what we'll do, we're going to end up finishing this one off the next time. Indeed. So what I'll do is I'll go down and I'll dump this first load. And then take the tractor back up to the field, and that's probably all I'll get around to today. And then, like I said, next episode we'll finish this off. Yeah. We better really get a good overage on the harvest if this is the kind of money that, or the kind of effort this one's going to take. Because this is going to be a lot of work, man. He's less than halfway through and we're already emptying this out. So, oh well, there you go. So hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to hit that like button. Till next time, take good care of each other, folks. And ciao for now.